Hailee, nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you too. How you doing?
I am doing fine, and happy belated birthday, by the way.
Thanks. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So I wanted to know, what were some of your favorite moments with season one of Dickinson?
Some of my favorite moments of season one. I feel like
jumping into the whole world of Dickinson and just trying to sort of figure out what it was. This was a show. I remember reading the first two episodes of season one. That was my introduction into the world of the show, and I felt like it was just so different and so fresh and so unique because it had so many elements to it that were all in one that you would normally see sort of, you know, on their own, if you will. This is something I sort of felt like for 10 pages I was reading as a drama, then the next were a comedy, then it's, obviously about history and real people that existed. It's taking all of these elements and including her poetry, obviously, is the driving force of this show. And it all sort of results in this wild, beautiful, messy, heartbreaking world of Dickinson. And the best part about making season one was just finding exactly what it all was. And now being able to dig a little deeper in season two has been just a dream. And I'm excited that it's coming out.
Absolutely, and I'm excited too. So how did you
Thank
find
you.
the inspiration and strength from Dickinson's story to carry over into your own life?
Well, in more ways than one, and I have found that between season one and two, the answer has sort of changed. With everything we've gone through this year, having been in isolation, having before this all happened, having played a character who, in ways, was in isolation, and forced to remain creative and optimistic and positive. Because if she hadn't, she would have lost everything in her, her drive and her passion. And I think that's something Elena Smith, our writer, does so well. Is somehow she almost like sees into the future in that sense. She writes these unbelievable parallels that are so relevant to us and what we're going through now. And we get to see that that's what they were going through then, a long, long time ago as well. So it's been amazing to sort of see the progression and take away what I have between both seasons and sort of figure out what it means to me in my personal life.
Now, how was your song Afterlife, which was featured in the final episode of season one, inspired by your work on the show?
So the crazy thing about Afterlife is that was a song that I had worked on years ago, before Dickinson. And it was just sort of, it kind of found its way into a folder of unfinished music. And it's always been one of my favorite songs. It just never had the right home, I guess. And when it came time to writing the song or a song for the show, I went back into this folder of music because I had zero time to write we attempted writing a couple songs, didn't turn out very well. So I went into this folder, found Afterlife, and it was sort of shocking to me how it felt like it was already so Emily inspired. With the exception, we changed a few things around to make it feel a little bit more, the show, and threw in a couple little Easter eggs. But it was wild to see that Emily sort of has almost had this influence on me without me even knowing. And I think her poetry has in songwriting, generally speaking, for other artists, and whether they know it or not, I think poetry serves as a form for that sort of inspiration. But it was amazing when it came to writing that song, or the other songs. It was just like a matter of pulling up her poems and having so much come out of them. But yeah, that was fun to be able to do that.
Well, it was a brilliant masterpiece, and we're looking forward to seeing you in season two come January 8th. Hailee, thank you
Amazing.
so much for your time.
Thank you.